Ladies and gentlemen, super duper absolute thank you to Susan, William, Barbara, Tyler, Pete, Michael, and all of Asteroid Fight Club. I am now only $205 away from hitting my April THORnews fundraiser. If you would like to contribute, I imagine you are super duper smart and you know how to do it. All right, there's a lot happened, so let's talk about it. First off, the big story everybody's talking about, Elon Musk. Have you heard of him? Yeah, well, anyway, he just bought Twitter, and as I've been saying for years and years and years, Twitter is like the X-Men Danger Room. So it just means the Danger Room programming will change a bit. The rain is really pouring down here in Houston, which is cool. We've kind of been in a drought, and it hasn't been raining that much lately. So, but yeah, watch out for flooding, and if you're driving, like, traffic has super duper sucked lately, from what I've heard. I haven't been driving much. But, you know, be careful when driving home. And, you know, this has had some pretty interesting and loud thunder with it. And, if I can, let me tell you something. I had my 8-year anniversary as your planetary defense commander on the 23rd. I've been having to do a lot of reflecting and thinking and introspection and shit. I don't know, man. It just kind of knocked me into a bit of a funk. So I'll now try to knock myself out of that funk. Lavrov, one of the top Russian dudes, warns of a real danger of World War III where the nukes fly and everybody dies. And here's the deal, man. He's not wrong, but you know, Russia's been saying this every single day for the, like, 55 days of the Ukraine invasion. And so it just kind of, I don't know, dude, you can't, it loses effect. If you threaten people every single day, eventually they're just like, yeah, you know, either shit or get off the pot. But I, you know, as your planetary defense commander, I highly recommend avoiding World War III. The sun is still putting on quite a show. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sunspots right now. And in the last 48 hours, we have had multiple solar flares, including the 2 M-class flares shown here. M-class flare number 1, M-class flare number 2. Oh, you see what I did there? I said the first one in Spanish, the number 1, and I said the second one in French, just to, you know, impress the ladies with my trilingualism. All right, man, my sleep schedule is so weird lately. What I've been doing is staying up to see the cloud, or see Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn, but it's usually cloudy. And then I'm like, oh, dang. Hey, y'all, we got more severe weather to look out for on the 29th. And we got heavy rain, and the heavy rain, and the heavy precipitation. So it looks like we may have a couple-day break from the severe weather. So enjoy it while you can. In kind of a horrifying story, well, multiple ones, you have over 1 billion people who will experience a potentially deadly heat wave that will be over 100 degrees and could get to 130 degrees for at least 2 weeks. And you have wildfires raging in Russia and the U.S. right now. I think Russia's actually doing worse. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty bad heat wave for India. Hey, check out this shit. Oh, I think this video is going to be long because if I go like a day and a half without making a sit down edit video like this, I got a lot of stories to cover. Hey, check out this filament. Hey, check out this coronal mass ejection. Oh, and if I can at this point, one thing I do like once a month, I say, hey, yo, how about this? To the people who have watched over 100 THORnews videos and never made a contribution, and that got some extra scratch, why don't you say, hey, you know what, Thor? I appreciate you. So yeah, for the first time ever, I'm going to make a contribution to THORnews. Because money's kind of tight right now. Inflation's hitting everybody. But I'm saying, if you're one of the people who somehow has done great with crypto or the stocks or just everything, you want to kick some my way, that would be great. You don't have to, though. This is free, and I give it to everybody, and I hope it comes back to me. And I predicted and I've been hoping and I'm praying that, the virus will become endemic by the end of spring. But I could be totally wrong. I think the major test for the USA will be this winter. But Beijing is expanding the COVID-19 mass testing to 11 more districts. And that has really kind of spurred off a food buying shock there. And because people are scared that the lockdowns are going to spread to more places other than Shanghai. And Shanghai's been locked down since the invasion started, pretty much. You got a major oil spill in the Black Sea. Naomi Wu is letting us know that, they're trucking tons of steel fences to put around people's apartments and houses in Shanghai. We know that for 55 days, Russia's been blowing up shit in Ukraine. But for about a week, somebody's been blowing up shit all over Russia. Hey, dude, winter's not over yet. Totally for Minneapolis and Fargo, man. Hey, well, at least, Elon Musk makes it okay for 50-year-old men to date women half their age. I'm always really broke, so technically I can't afford to date anyone. All right. Did you see the moon align with Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn over the weekend? No, I did not, because it was cloudy. But I and you will have another chance Tuesday, and technically for the rest of April, I think. So yeah, you have like oil depots blowing up. You have aerospace and missile places blowing up in Russia. And then here in Bryansk, Russia, a meat processing plant is on fire. And hey, for 8 years being planetary defense commander, it seems like no groups really want to get along. Russia really wants to fight with Ukraine. Democrats and Republicans really hate each other and want to just duke it out. China wants to fight with America. Everybody just wants to fight all the time. And it's so crazy. Anyway, Emily Fang, Beijing's largest district where she lives, is undergoing mass routine PCR testing. Beginning tomorrow, after 40 or so COVID cases in the last week, most residents are interpreting this as a sign of imminent total lockdown. And China has also talked about, there's a chance they're going to have to lock down a bunch of cities. And so, like I said, I've been hoping and praying that we will be done with this after May 10th when Jupiter enters Aries. But I could be wrong. We could have it, we'll have to, I think the winter, we'll find out before winter. But I make no secret of the fact that I'm anti-Russian invasion and I'm a fan of Zelensky. Yeah, Chinese stock markets are kind of super freaking out since they may have rolling major lockdowns across a country of 1 billion people. And remember, when shit like this happens in China, it takes sometimes a month or 2, sometimes even 3, for the effects to hit our shores in supply chain issues. The markets were super freaking out. And even Bitcoin and Doge up 12 cents, and Bitcoin dropped to like 38,000, and markets were starting to totally drop, and as they have been dropping. And then Elon bought Twitter, and everyone stocks shot up. Bitcoin shot up to 40, and everybody's like, "Yay, we are saved." Elon bought Twitter. Hey, Illinois, it's gonna be cold. Hey, speaking of planetary defense commander shit in 2022. Joshua H. Pollock, that's the bottom line. Nuclear strategy, to the extent as it exists, is a speculative art. Leaders of nuclear-armed states have so long figured out that the main thing is not to get into slugging matches with each other. The rest is commentary. Remember, Ukraine gave up their nukes and then was like, "Promise you won't invade us?" So I don't know, man. Having nukes used to be some type of, I guess technically is a deterrent, but a lot of people, I don't know, man. Now it's crazy these days. Iranian clerks walk past cutouts of comic book superheroes and villains. One exhibit labeled Western propaganda. So yeah, Iran's talking about how superheroes are all Western propaganda. You know what? We're at the stage where everybody accuses everybody else of being a Nazi, and everybody accuses everybody else of what they're saying is propaganda. So, welcome to the future, bitches. You got retired American generals or admirals dunking on Putin. Over the past 10 days, my most liked tweet have been about Russian ships sinking, Russian generals dying. There seems to be a pattern. Putin's plan is not going well. And I mean, from the outside, it doesn't seem like Putin's plan is going that well. And the skies in the United States of America are hazy because Siberia and parts of Russia are having more wildfires burn so bad. I heard someone say the wildfires in Russia are going to be super duper bad this year because everybody who fought wildfires in Russia is in the army. So they're all in Ukraine invading, and this is the Russian wildfire map. It's a lot of... And dude, Russia is so huge, man. Like, you could fit 3 United Stateses in Russia. And for them to be like, I know it's strategic interests in the old, like we're reuniting USSR shit. But it's just, I don't know, man. Anyway, since people aren't going to, at least collectively work to just try and enjoy life, the spring and summer, I'm not saying you individually won't do that. I'm just saying that as a collective, we aren't being like, all right, it looks like we might be past the worst of the storm in the pandemic. So let's all just kind of forgive each other and try to work together. Instead of doing that, it's just going to be the same old shit that it's been, I guess, since the year 1999-ish. And so, that means the midterm elections are going to be really ugly. But, if you think ugliness is interesting, then it's going to be interesting. And, here's a video of some of the explosions and fires and shit that's blowing up in Russia. Hey, Australia, you got a flood warning for the Barwon River in Mungindi. Yeah, well, so these are crazy days. But, you can still find happiness in the wild world. Saturno, Marte, Venus, and Jupiter. Oh, man. I've been walking 10,000 steps a day for, I think, 18 days in a row. And maybe I should have gotten some walking in earlier, because it may be rainy for a while. All right. You guys are amazing. Awesome. Super duper. And I absolutely appreciate y'all. Everybody be cool and stay cool and have a great day and have a great week. And I super duper absolutely appreciate you. I do love my job. So I'll snap out of my funk and I'll get back to it. All right. God bless everyone. Talk to you soon.